Just a quick video tonight. Been off for a while. Main reason for that is I have ditched Windows finally. It's been on the cards for a while, literally with the online account, or Windows now forcing people to actually have a OneDrive account, always to be logged in. The fact that Windows 10 doesn't run on so many machines that are still very, very capable of doing things. The fact that people can't afford it. I've decided to go down the Linux route. I've specifically gone Nabara Linux, which I found the OBS suite seems to work a lot better, so I can actually record what I'm wanting to do. As Mint Linux seemed to be a little buggy, the Fedora Linux seems to have compensated for all that, and yeah, after about a week of getting used to it, I'm quite happy. Everything's all set up, everything's running fine. I don't know about the editing part because I haven't done that yet. I will be doing that at the end of this, and if this doesn't turn up, or if it does turn up, I will let people know I've had to do it in Windows, because I have kept one machine, which is my gaming PC, for the obvious reasons. A lot of the games are a bit finicky to get going. Some don't even work at all with the anti-cheats. But the malware, spyware, that is Windows 11, I do not agree with it at all. The TPM2 chip is basically hardware malware, in my opinion, where Microsoft are virtually spying on absolutely everything you do. I think it's a screenshot of what you're doing on your PC every 3 seconds that gets uploaded to the cloud for Microsoft to review. They say they don't review it, but they obviously do. My PC was unsupported on Windows 11, so I reckon that was another way they could find that people aren't using the right hardware for Windows. And I think once the extended service period for Windows 10 is over, I have a sneaky feeling Microsoft are going to start blocking PCs, because you have to have BitLocker and everything. That's going to be the next compulsory thing I think they're going to make you have. And if you haven't got a TPM2 chip, you can't actually use BitLocker on its encryption, so therefore you can't use the machine. That being said, Linux, yeah, it's a bit finicky, bit of a learning curve, and people say, "Oh yeah, what's this learning curve?" Nobody ever seems to get people to tell them what this learning curve is. The main learning curve I find is finding the new names for programs, remembering what they are, and also when you download a program to install, you don't really necessarily do it from the internet. You go straight to something called the Microsoft Store, but it's a Linux version of it. But it's called a package manager. Basically, you go onto the package manager, search for what programs you're wanting. If you know the name of it, first Google what you can actually get on Linux. Then once you found the name, basically search for it in the package manager. 9 times out of 10, it's there with Fedora. Another thing with I found with Linux Mint was a lot of the programs that are supposed to work just like a Windows program would don't seem to do the job. If they do, they tend to get crashes. As I found out on these two machines, because it wouldn't let me do the screen captures quite properly. It kept on switching on and off the screen after about 3-4 minutes for absolutely no reason, then just go straight back to being normal. But I found the Fedora, especially the Plasma KDE variant of it, very, very stable. It just seems to work. It just does what Windows does. I actually found, once I worked out what buttons to press, it was actually easier to set up things on Linux than it was Windows. And yeah, I can't complain. I haven't had to go into terminal yet. That's something that blocks a lot of people trying Linux, or you've got to do everything via a terminal. A bit like Microsoft Windows back in the day when it was Windows 3, 3.1, where you had to do DOS, it booted into DOS first, and you had to do DOS commands to get Windows to actually run, or create a auto exe bat, auto exec bat, whatever it was called. You had to type a little bit of code to get Windows to boot straight from you pressing the machine on. This seems to be virtually like Windows 7 in my eyes, but with the Windows 10, 11 connectability. You plug something in, it works straight away. You don't have to look for drivers and stuff like that. I'm running an NVIDIA chip on one of my, GPU on one of my machines. Don't seem to be having any problems with it at the moment. Maybe that's why I have to use plasma, because I noticed if I didn't use the plasma KDE, it did crash. But as soon as I started using the plasma KDE, it was fine. Maybe that's something to do with the NVIDIA support. But on the other machine, it's a AMD GPU, an older one, and that was straightforward. That was literally like installing a Windows, but 10 times faster. Performance-wise, I find them to be it's quicker. It's far quicker than Windows. There's not as much bloat on them. I will have to learn Terminal though, because I have a feeling when I start doing the video editing, I have a feeling something's not going to quite go as smooth. But I'll give you a quick update after I've done the editing on this. I don't think there's been much editing. I don't really do too much editing. I'm not a great whiz with that. But yeah, this is just a quick video to say, bugger you Microsoft, I've had enough of your bull crap. I don't need you no more. Back from the gaming. Bit of an omission there. But I believe Linux is going to, in the next year or so, be working with a lot more of the game developers to actually get other games working. The anti-cheat thing, which is a big issue at the moment for a lot of gamers, for certain titles. I'm hoping with Linux, because Linux has got an increasing amount of support because of what Windows are doing at the moment, it is eventually going to be a patch created, or somebody that's far better at programming than a lot of general users is going to come up with an idea, and they're going to release it on the internet, and you're just going to be able to download it, patch your Linux up via terminal, hence why I need to learn terminal, and it'll just work. That's what I can see happening in the next 6 to 8 months, before the complete death of Windows 10. But yeah, so far so good, and that's all I've got to say. Thanks a lot, guys. A quick update. I told you I'd put this on the end of the video, about the video editing. From what I can see, the program I've chosen is virtually identical to the previous program. Only thing is a couple of bits to move around, but everything works just the same, and the editing is not going to be a problem. Well, at my level anyway. Maybe in the future when I get a bit better at the video editing and be able to put thumbnails in and stuff like that, which I still need to work out how to do. Which I should have a bit more time now that I'm not doing a transfer of 3 or 4 machines to Linux and try and get them all set up. But yeah, again, another win for Linux. It is literally identical, as far as what you can and can't do on it, or what I can and can't do at my limited level. Things might change later down the line, but as things go forward for the next at least 6 months or so, 6 months, give yourself 6 months to actually become a little bit more professional in these things. Hopefully I can learn this new program and work out how to do everything like I was doing on Windows anyway, which is all how it is. Thanks a lot.